This tutorial will walk you through the faculty side of using LiveText. For beginners, when you log in, you'll see the dashboard, and your dashboard will include any active assignments that you have in your courses. I always prefer to view courses from the Courses tab and then select the individual course. So if you're teaching more than one course, all of your courses will show up here, and you can select the course to view the assignments from the Assignment tab as well as from the dashboard. So either way you can access your assignments. The Documents tab is where you can create new documents. This is also where you can create a sample student portfolio if you needed to while you're teaching your students how to develop the portfolio. You can click on New, and then whichever program you're teaching in, you can select the appropriate portfolio template. So if you're teaching an undergrad, and let's say you're teaching 030, you can click on the portfolio template. You'll see the portfolio on the right-hand side. This is just an overview of it. And then click Create Document. You can title that and hit OK. And then your portfolio will be created. You can go through and view the different tabs just as a student would. You can even edit this just as a student would. And then when you click back on your Documents tab, your portfolio would be right there. You can also use your Documents tab to upload different files and use this as cloud storage. That's totally within the realm of what is available within LiveText also. If someone shares a document with you, like let's say that I've created something and I want you to take a look at it, it will be coming into your Inbox tab. This is the same thing as if a student is sharing something with you, sharing a file with you, they want you to take a look at it and they're not submitting it through the assignment Dropbox, it would be in your Inbox tab. Okay. Now I've shared a portfolio with this faculty account, so you can see that I have shared my portfolio, and all you can do here is view. You really can't do anything else other than view. If a student has shared something with you, portfolio for example, and has sent it for review, I know that this is what Leadership Studies uses for instructors to evaluate portfolios, you can click on the Reviews tab, and then here is that portfolio that I've sent for review. I can click on that, and now you'll see that I have an Add Comment button. So now that it's sent for review, I can actually add a comment on each of these separate components. I can go to Outcome 3 and I can add comments on that student's portion of that portfolio. Then I can save and exit. I can assess the document. I can actually attach a portfolio rubric to this. This may be where Ed Leadership wants to attach a portfolio rubric, and then I can go through and assess that file. The Forms tab is where your students will go to take surveys. The graduate programs, several of them have pre and post program surveys. This is the tab where students would go to take that survey. This is also where we're piloting instructor evaluations within the Forms tab. The community and tools you really won't use. So let's go back to the dashboard. So when you're logging in to LiveText and you're ready to review an assignment, you'll see assignment 1 here. The red indicates that 5 students have not submitted. The one in yellow indicates that 1 student has submitted and is awaiting assessment. Okay, and then we also have a green column. Those are students that have been assessed. And just to take a look at this, all of the students that are listed here, these are just fake students, but all of them that are listed in red, that indicates that they do not have a LiveText account. This Marion student here that is in black that has submitted an assignment, the black indicates that they are a LiveText member. So if you have mixed black and red students on the left-hand side, the red are those that do not have an account yet set up, and the black are those that do. So if you have students that do not have their account set up, Sherry Caves is handling all of the student accounts now. You can contact her, or you could also contact the student directly and ask them if they've received an email with their code, and if they have, to set up their account. So once you're here, you can click on the student name, and then this window will appear. You will have the student's file that has been submitted on the left-hand side. You can click on this Word document, download it just like you would from Marion Online 2, view the file, and then to assess given the rubric, you can click on Assessment Rubrics. Now I'm going to go back and select that other assignment. that assignment number 2 instead. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to select assessment rubric. And you'll see here that I can move through the rubric and I can select where the candidate fell for each of the different criteria. I can also click on the little blue speech bubble and I can add a comment for that line. So for each criteria I can add a comment if I choose to, and I can just go through and click. This also will open up in full screen if I click that arrow, and you can see then I can resize the window if I need it to be larger. And once I'm done selecting all of the different rubric areas, then I actually just need to close that and it saves automatically. So you'll see now when I open that up, all of the pieces that I selected in dark blue are there. I can enter a grade if I want to. I can also enter comments here overall if I want to. I can save this, I can submit the assessment, or I can request resubmission. So let's say that the students didn't fall where they needed to fall on this assignment and they need to redo it. I can actually fill out that rubric and then click request resubmission. The students can view the comments and they can view the rubric, and then they can redo that assignment and resubmit it. So for this assignment, I'm going to click submit assessment. Okay, now you'll see that my student moves over here to the green and I have completed that component. I'm going to go back to the dashboard and I'm going to select that first assignment. This one, what I actually did was I had the student, I had it requested to resubmit. So you'll see here that this is my latest submission. So this is my new submission. My previous submission is here. I can go back and I can look at that rubric to see where that student fell. So they missed that first section and then they didn't fall into these the last 2 sections at all. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to regrade that assignment. So I'm going to click on assessment rubric. And now my rubric is empty, so I'm starting over again. And now I want to just complete the criteria here. And you'll see that because I had points assigned to this rubric, it does give me a point value at the end. So depending on how your department set up those rubrics, those may or may not have scores at the end. I can also attach a file. So let's say that it was a Word file that I wanted to go through and make comments on. I can attach that file back and provide comments to the students and then submit assessment. So now that one is completed, and then when we run a report, we'll actually see that that student took 2 submissions to achieve that score, and we'll have both of their rubric scores, which is really nice. We can track the growth over time of students and how many times it took specific students to submit assignments. I'm going to go back to my dashboard again, and I'm going to look at the completed portfolio assignment. Now I showed you that in documents, in the inbox, you might see a portfolio if a student has just shared a portfolio with you. Under reviews, you could see a portfolio if a student submitted a portfolio for review. But under dashboard is where I can actually see a completed portfolio if they've submitted it as a completed portfolio assignment. Now, it's very important to understand the difference between the portfolio and the course assignments. So any of your embedded assessments that are probably also artifacts in the portfolio, those come in the courses section, so between the courses and the dashboard. The portfolio is a document that lives on its own, and you should really watch the student portfolio tutorial video to understand how those are different files. So in here then, when I am a student and I'm finished with my portfolio, I've submitted that portfolio. So when I select the student, so if you're teaching a course like TDE 665, or if you're teaching Educational Technology 680, some of those final courses in the program where students are required to submit their portfolio, this is what you will see. So the student has submitted their artifact, their portfolio as an artifact, and I will scroll down and I can actually view the entire portfolio. I can make comments on it, and then I can also click on the rubric and view that this is the Educational Technology portfolio rubric. I can go through and I can assess that student just as I would an assignment. So they're actually submitting the portfolio as a final assignment. And then I can click Submit Assessment. And now that student's portfolio is graded. Okay. And just keep in mind that once you're on your dashboard, this will give you an easy idea of where you're at with your assignments and with your grading, where your students have submitted and where they have not. Okay, you can also click View Report, and what you'll see there is a rubric, and now this was only one student that I've evaluated, but you'll see a rubric summary for that assignment. So if you want to look at your whole class results, you'll see that in the rubric summary here.